let's just take a closer look at the current state of the Bucks, because at the trade deadline, they dealt franchise cornerstone Chris Middleton to the Wizards in a deal that netted them Kyle Kuzma and got them below that dreaded second apron. And then Damian Lillard, he missed the final month of the regular season and game 1 of their series against the Pacers with a blood clot in his right calf. And in game 4, he tore his Achilles, unfortunately, which puts his availability for all of next season in jeopardy as well. And that all led to the Bucks bowing out in round 1, despite an incredible series from Giannis. He went for 33 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists per game in the 5-game loss. So joining us now, our senior front office insider, Bobby Marks, who's in Chicago for the draft lottery. Bobby, now that Giannis is, quote, open to exploration, that's according to Shams, what's next for Milwaukee?
Well, I think, Malika, in the next, at least month here, you are gauging the market as far as how this roster can improve around Giannis. And when you meet with him, you're basically giving him the blueprint, whether that 2031 or 2032 first-round pick can turn into a player, whether Kyle Kuzma's contract can turn into another player. But here's the thing, Malika, the concern for me comes back to that Damian Lillard injury. If Lillard was healthy right now, we're probably not having this conversation. But as we know, he's owed $54 million next season, and we don't know when he's going to play. I think, Malika, they are going to play with fire if they are going to sell Giannis on a gap year here. And I think when you look at the Giannis equation, these are basically the 4 check boxes as far as what you are looking to get: draft assets, young players, sizable contracts. And if you're the team that's trading for him, if he does become available, are you still a win now roster? That's the most important thing here.
Okay, so keeping all of that in mind, though, Giannis hasn't demanded or asked for a trade. Let's bring Brian back into this conversation, because I'm still not putting it past. I don't know that this isn't. He isn't gone, right? So, what chance do you give him that he stays in Milwaukee?
It's non-zero. It's non-zero, because we know that Giannis is very closely bonded to the organization, and he's worked and shown trust in the organization both ways repeatedly over the last decade. Having said that, the gap year thing, there's a big giant hole in that. They don't control their draft pick. So even if they were able to just sort of retrofit, and Giannis maybe took it a little easy for a year, like we saw with Steph Curry situation out in Golden State after he had an injury and they had injuries on their roster, they got a top pick out of that. The Bucks don't have that option. So it's just like Bobby said, a very hard sell. But you have to respect the relationship Giannis has with that team and that city.
Right. It seems like most superstars, when we talk about staying an entire career with a franchise, of course you think of the Kobe Bryants or even the Steph Currys who win 4 or 5 rings, or Michael Jordan with a single franchise. But much more likely, it's 0 or 1. It's a Dirk Nowitzki teams are drafting where, but we do know the players. Look at this. These are the top 5 prospects in this draft, according to ESPN's Jonathan Givony. Cooper Flagg at the top, of course, and then you have Dylan Harper from Rutgers, Ace Bailey also from Rutgers. So Cooper Flagg, the main event, the man that everyone is hoping to draft. So let's just remind everyone why. Shanae, a little top of the top, brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. His top 5 plays that we could drag up here. Flagg, he introduced himself with this huge block in an exhibition game to start the season. Watch him here. Comes out of nowhere.
It's the strides. It's the timing. It's like he's poaching. Like, on a safari, it's like I'm coming, I'm lurking, then boom, I attack.
Yeah, then he gets it. The antelope.
Yeah, the antelope.
Coming in at number 4 here, taking on top-ranked Kansas in this one. It's not just what he does defensively, but he can also throw it down.
Oh, my gosh.
Through contact, too.
Like 2 foot. Boom, 1, 2, yeah.
What are you hearing from teams about him, Brian?
They love that he is really interested in defending. You don't have to teach him or try to get him to focus on defense. He wants to defend. That's hard to find in 19-year-olds.
And then number 3, this is a Sweet 16 versus Arizona. Another chase down block. And this one, he swats all the way out of bounds.
So is this basketball or volleyball? I'm trying to figure out. You know what I mean?
Speaking, our volleyball player Richard.
That's a spike.
Duke won this game.
Oh,
sorry, Rich. Number
Not
2,
so sorry.
taking on Cal. flag. The defensive prowess that you're talking about, Brian, he has a steal here.
These are all
Defense leads to
defensive
offense.
highlights. I mean, we know he can score, but these are all defensive highlights. What does that tell you? That tells you he's a playmaker at both ends of the court.
And a complete player as well. One more look at this
Oh,
jam,
man.
the reverse.
Beautiful.
And then this is our play number one.
Ooh, I
This
can't
is
wait.
versus Pitt. Flag,
Steal.
another steal,
Again, defense.
coast to coast. But this poster is vicious.
Oh, my.
This is
And then you
vicious.
go eye to eye.
Even his teammates can't believe it. He says, oh my goodness, what did we just witness?
And just shifting gears. Like, come on.
Our producer, Greg Condis, a avid Utah Jazz fan, is crossing all of his fingers and toes for today. Joining us now is our draft expert, Jonathan Gavoni. We all know the Cooper flag sweepstakes here, but we've also heard from a lot of executives, Gavoni, that this is an incredibly deep draft, particularly in the lottery ranks. Just how deep is it?
Malika, NBA teams are incredibly excited about this year's draft. Obviously, we have a franchise changer at the top in Cooper Flag, and then a guy who projects to be a perennial all-star at number 2 in Dylan Harper. But 3 is where it gets really interesting. There's a big group of guys there that NBA teams are honed in on, starting with Ace Bailey, 6'9" wing, unbelievable shot maker. I went to watch him last night work out in Chicago. He is every bit the talent that he's billed as. He's got the type of shot-making ability, positional size, athleticism, defensive versatility that every NBA team is looking for at the small forward position. But then after Ace Bailey, you have guys like Baylor's VJ Edgecombe, you have Kaman Malawach, you have Khan Knipple. It's a really deep group of guys, and I don't think that we're going to really know who the number 3 pick is going to be for quite some time. Obviously tonight, very important moment. We're going to find out who's going to get that number 3 pick, and that's going to really determine a lot of things moving forward for the NBA draft.
And we cannot wait. Although I have to admit, Jonathan, I'm going to miss saying who's going to get the right to capture the flag. You know I love a pun, and we get to find out in just a couple of hours. Jonathan Gavoni, as always, thank you so much. We know your season is just heating up right now. Coming up here on NBA Today, it is the Tower of Power. What are the top 5 most important draft lottery envelopes tonight? Brian Windhorst, he walks us through the rankings like only he can. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.